Hey guys, happy Monday. I hope you're doing well. I hope everybody had a really nice weekend. Now let's do one Q&A because I have gotten quite a few questions over the weekend, and some of them I really wanted to answer publicly because I think they can help others. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the first one because it's really fast to answer. So the question was about collective readings because remember I did post a question here on YouTube for you guys to vote on what you would like to see more on the channel, and there is an option collective readings, and some people have voted for that. Now, um, as you know, I have a certain opinion about readings for the collective because they can be misleading since they're not specifically for you. They can give you false hope, or they can like give you, the wrong idea of the situation and stuff. So I'm gonna say that I will not be doing collective readings here on YouTube. I think collective readings are more for entertainment purposes. I don't think they should be taken seriously. I think they can be addicting. I think they can make you obsessed, and I think they can even be toxic. However, I might start doing them on TikTok again just for entertainment purposes. I do want to say that I will not be doing them on this channel because I want this channel to be completely serious, completely professional, completely about, magic and actual work. So I don't want to put something not that's not totally serious here. But if I start posting on TikTok, I will definitely let you guys know and share the link and everything. But again, I don't want anyone to look at those readings as something, oh, this is for me and this is my reading. Because if you want your own reading, you have to get your own reading. We will be working just with your energy and energy of your person if there's a person, of course. And not like this with all the collective energies, because that will never be reading for anyone specific. You can take bits from it, but the thing is that people tend to get obsessive. And honestly, what I think is that most of the YouTubers that do these collective readings, they're always about some sort of toxic situationship from the past. And I just feel like it's kind of like keeping people hooked on their toxic exes, and they're like, always having these readings, what are they feeling, and it's always like, they are now realizing blah blah, and then you just keep watching and watching and watching. And yeah, I think that's just not really healthy. Of course, if it's just used for entertainment or some little guidance, then it's okay. But the problem is that a lot of people will get addicted, and a lot of these readers will just have this toxic readings. I mean, not toxic readings, but readings about sorry, toxic people. So basically, you know, people wanting to hear what their toxic ex might be feeling and stuff like that. Um, so that's the reason why I am not a fan, and you guys already know that. And I don't want anyone here to get into that obsessive state because that's something we're trying to get you out of and not back into. Okay, so this was a comment underneath one of the videos, and it was just a second, I want to read it. It was, I wish you went more in depth about how the target feels. So, how your target feels when I've done spells on them. So, this is gonna depend how exactly your target is gonna feel. I can't answer. I can only answer what what they generally feel, but there's a lot of other stuff happening. So it will depend, number one, on the spell or spells you have done on him or her, on the target. So basically, we have a variety of spells, as you know. There are love spells, there are communication spells, there are cleansing spells, blockage removal spells, all sorts of spells. The skull spell, and every single spell is different, which is why we have different types of spells. So every single spell will give different, pushes to your target. So as you know, cleansings are used to cleanse the negative energy. I mean, you can do cleansing for yourself. It's a different type of cleansing if you do it for you. So if I do a cleansing for you, you're gonna feel it right away, because everybody feels better right away. So it's basically just to cleanse the negativity from your energy. So I'm clearing your energy. And this is something that you can kind of test what you're gonna feel. So you're simply gonna feel better, and this is the type of spell that works pretty much immediately. I think for every single client, it's been like immediately. And you can use this when you're feeling really, really bad, if you have some sort of an issue and you just need that extra pick me up that you can't do on your own. So it's only when you really are struggling. But if you're doing a cleansing for your target, so basically what that will do is it will remove the negativity between the two of you. So the negative energy. So your target will start feeling, better towards you, in terms they will no longer be as resentful, as angry, and they will no longer think about, maybe some mistakes you did and things like that. That's why we use the cleansing. So the pushes the target will get will be nicer thoughts about you. If you're doing a blockage removal, so this is done when there's some sort of a block. So something is blocking, some issue is blocking the two of you. So there's love, there's everything, but there's some block. And then, if we do a spell that's to remove blocks, your target will start seeing this block as not really such a bad block. So they'll be like, oh, so what if this person, I don't know, wants to have wants to move or something. I might be able to move and find a new job, and thoughts like that. So I'm just giving an example that I just made up because I don't want to say anyone's real situation, so nobody has this situation. Okay. And then the most popular question, love spells. How does the target feel? So the target will get pushes towards you in terms thinking about you, daydreaming about you, like those scenarios, what it would be like if you were here right now and you were cuddling or watching a movie or whatever, or maybe having sex, things like that. And they're gonna, the pushes they get, also the dreams they get, everything, they're gonna be really natural. So every single push will be natural. It will be like it's their own thought. So the target does not know this is magic. They think it's them, it's just their ideas. And it's very pleasant, the love spell. It's nice. It's not intrusive thoughts. It's just like natural. Magic is natural, guys. You have to understand that. It's nice and natural thoughts. And of course, they still have free will. So I'm not saying that I am taking their free will by giving some thoughts into their head. But the thing is, these are just going to be pushes, and they don't have to react on them. That's the thing. They have free will to decide over that. But basically, this is how you're feeling, how your target is feeling. I hope that helps. I'm trying to keep my answers short as possible. Okay, I have to answer this question as well, and it's somebody wanting a full moon spell, a skull spell. They're all booked, guys. So as you know, they're limited because full moon is just one day, and I can't do a lot of spells in one day. I don't have that much energy. So you need to pre-book it. I would say at least 2 weeks, at least a week before, but usually even 2 weeks. So on the week of the skull spell, if you ask me, it's highly unlikely there will be a free spot. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, so the next question I wanted to answer was about just a typical question that I'll get every now and then. Should I text him that he has this and this amount of time to think about whether he or she wants to get back together and things like that? So for this specific question, I will say watch the video called um, mm, how to show your worth, how to prove your worth. So basically, what you're doing with text like that is you are taking away your worth. You're basically communicating to yourself and to the person, I am not good enough, I am not worthy. You're trying to prove your worth and to kind of give ultimatums and be like, oh, I deserve this and this, I deserve this answer, I deserve to know, I deserve respect, I deserve you to answer me and things like that. But what you're doing is actually communicating, I am not good enough, I am in total anxiety and panic mode because I am not good enough and I feel abandoned and I'm needy and I'm desperate. So watch the video that I mentioned. So basically, what you are doing is, I'm going to give you another example. I gave one that audio, but let's take another one. So imagine you are applying for a job and you go to the interview, the job interview, and it goes well and they tell you, okay, we have other candidates, so we have to think about who we're going to hire and then we're going to call you. And you're like, yes, okay, great. And you are waiting for the call and it's been like 2 days and they still haven't called you and you are like panicking and you have you're triggered basically, because now you're triggered because you think, oh, they're not calling me, this means I will not be hired, this means I'm not good enough, this means I'm not worthy, so I need their validation, I need them to tell me, we're going to hire you, you're good enough, because that's what my trigger is doing to me. So you're gonna send them an email saying, hi, have you decided yet? And what you're thinking is, okay, so I'm just gonna ask, right? And they're receiving the email and they really liked you and they're like, oh, we're probably gonna hire this one, but let's just think about it and let's interview some more people. And they're like, this one is really impatient, but okay. And then they don't reply. And it's been like 2 days and no reply, and you're sending them another email. Hi, so I kind of want to know whether you're going to hire me or not. It's been 4 days already and you're ignoring me, and I deserve to know. So now they're like, oh, this person has some issues. I don't think they're like qualified for the job if they're going to be like this. So we better not hire them. So you see, you are demanding, you are kind of demanding to be validated because you want to prove your worth to them, right? You think this is going to prove my worth to them. But what it's actually communicating is the opposite. So you always look at everything from your own angle, from your own ego, and that's what human beings do. But you have to look at the big picture and how this looks to the other person. Okay, so think about how the other person is going to react to texts like, hi, it's been 2 days, I have to know the answer, or whatever it is, when you're sending those texts, when somebody is no contact with you and you're sending those texts, and how does that look like and what does that say about you, and is it attractive, is it appealing, and is it coming from magnetic energy of attraction, or is it coming from chasing desperate and needy energy? Think about it. Think about what the other person is thinking when they are receiving text like this. So basically you're communicating, I'm triggered, I have some really bad issues, and it's not something that anybody really finds attractive. So good mental health is attractive. Being in a good vibration, that's what it is. That's attractive. That's what makes you magnetic. And this just doesn't. So please do not do these mistakes, because like I said, every time you make a mistake like this, it's harder for your spells to work, because your target is going to be more determined to not take you back, and they have free will. And we can do spells and spells, but their free will, is what decides at the end. And the more mistakes you make, the more, stubborn you make them. So if you have the urge to send any kind of text that you're not sure whether you should send them, you can always ask me, and I will approve it or not. So that's what I recommend. I really recommend not to do anything from your wounds, not to react fast to anything. I'm always there for you. I will always reply to you. You may need to wait if I'm, out, or if I'm sleeping or whatever, but I will reply. So it's better to ask and to see perspective of someone objective that will explain to you what this text looks like, than to actually send something that will totally mess up your whole progress, your whole spell, and everything. Okay? So please don't send text like that. They are not attractive. They are doing the opposite of what you want. I know you think this is the way to get to someone. It's not. Trust me, it's a big mistake. I know what I'm talking about. So just listen. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to answer one last question. And this is one of those situations where I do not recommend magic. Okay, so the question is from a person that basically the ex left because she can't have children, and he wants his kids not to adopt or any other options. So this is the type of client, most likely, depending on a situation, or maybe if we do a reading and see the situation more clear. But if the reading is not positive, and most likely I will turn you down. The reason why is because this is the type of situation where it's really hard for the magic to work. Now, it can work. However, in the past, I've been casting spells for clients for almost 22 years, and I've had, several clients with situations like this. And very, very few of them have gotten what they wanted. So what will happen is either they will come back, but then, the issue will still be there, and they're going to leave again. So they're just leaving you for more heartbreak, which I don't like. Or it will simply not work because they don't want to change their mind, no matter how many skull spells we do, no matter how much work we do, because this is really something they really want. And it will depend on the target, absolutely, because some of them will want to change their mind, but majority of them will not want to change their mind in situations like this. So this is where I would recommend moving on, because not just because the target is probably very stubborn, and it's going to take time, lots of time, like probably a couple of years, like 2 years in average, and a lot of work, but also because I don't think that it's healthy for you, good for your mental health, to try to bring back that person, because basically what you're doing is you're triggered because you now see yourself less worthy because of the fact that you can't give what this person wants to them, and you really want that validation now, because you want to feel worthy again, and your worth now depends on that, and that's not where your worth is. And this is not how you do it, and this is not the right vibration. So you deserve someone who will not care whether you will have kids or not, they will just want the ideal partner for them, because that's basically how people are usually. And that's what's, you know, normal, and absolutely no resentment towards the guy. He wants what he wants, and that's perfectly fine. So it's just one of those situations where you just do not align, and it's best to let it go. And I'm gonna tell you this as well. So when we are born, we are all worthy. So we are worthy just by being here. So there is no reason for us to prove our worth, because we have our worth. We receive our worth at the moment we are born. And we don't need validation from others, because our worth is just simply by being us. And once you realize that, you're gonna realize a lot of things. Okay, guys, because um, you're worthy just because of who you are. And the magnetism is in knowing your worth and knowing who you are. And it doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter what your job is, it doesn't matter, whether you're super smart or not, it doesn't matter whether you're rich or not. It doesn't matter. You can be lovable and you can be magnetic just by accepting who you are, by working on your shadows, on your triggers, and simply knowing your worth. Because everybody has worth. Worth is something we are given at birth, worth is something we always actually have. And it doesn't depend on whether you can get pregnant or not at all. So I hope this helps. And yeah, bye, guys.